Hi guys, in my 6-bedroom HMO renovation, I saved £9,000 using a lot of tricks. And I'm going to share them with you in this video. The problem with my property was that each of the door frames were different sizes and some of them weren't even straight. They were made over 100 years ago. This is a grade 2 listed building. Because of that, I got a fire door specialist team around and they were quoting me £600 just to produce each individual fire door. Not even fitting, just supply. So one day I happened to find myself at Howden's and I realized they had these FD30 plywood. And that got me thinking, could I buy those pieces of FD30 plywood and get a carpenter to cut them into doors that would fit onto the door frame? And I could. That was the solution I was looking for. Each plywood cost me £50 to £60 as opposed to the £600 that those individual custom fire doors would have costed. Bear in mind, in this property, I need 17 fire doors. All bedrooms need to have fire doors. All kitchens need to have fire doors. Now, toilets don't need to have fire doors. And any door that opens into a storage space that doesn't have any electric sockets doesn't need a fire door. But any storage door that opens to a room that has electrics needs a fire door. Also, the door between the ground floor and the basement also needs a fire door. All specific rules that I learned along the way. In total, that's 14 fire doors. 14 times 600 is around 8,400. I'm a maths teacher. So instead of paying £8,400, I instead paid £40 or £50 for each of those 14 doors. Now, it doesn't stop there because you must be thinking, okay, but it's just a blank door. That's boring. This is where you can buy a router. A router is a machine that cuts designs onto wood. And so you can design whatever ladder design you want or whatever modern design that is trending. I'm going to link the plywood that I bought in the description, but do note that you can always cut them down to size, and that's why I love these plywood so much. If you buy fire doors specifically pre-made, pre-finished, you can only cut them a specific amount before you ruin the structural integrity of the door, but that doesn't happen with plywood, which is why it's amazing. I've got bonus content, everything that you need for a fire door. You need thumb turn lock on the inside of the door so tenants can escape during a fire, and you need key lock on the outside of the door so that they can enter that way. These are needed in toilets and all bedrooms. You need intumescent seals, and in your local council, you have to check if you also need a smoke seal. You can check this by checking the council website, doing a Google search, or by contacting a local HMO officer for your council. Now, you have to put those intumescent strips on the 3 corners of the door that go like this, not on the bottom of the door, just those 3 corners. You also need to have a 2 to 4 millimeter gap on each of the 3 corners of the door, very important. And then you need your fire doors, closers that you see on top of like commercial buildings. You also might need self-closing hinges. Now, 3 hinges are what's typically used on a door. I got self-closing hinges, but honestly, you don't need to. This guy is this extra safety precaution for my tenants. So yeah, guys, if your doors are weird sizes like mine were, this is a really good solution. If you found this video useful at all, be sure to like and subscribe. Comment if you have any questions with anything that I said. And yeah, wait to check out this massive renovation that I'm doing.